Hey, my name is Cara Bradley. I'm a body-mind teacher and performance coach, and I want to talk to you today about mindfulness and how misunderstood this word is and how many people have tried their best to practice mindfulness but feel like they're a failure at meditation and just kind of give up. And I believe so strongly in this mental strength training practice that I think it's important to understand what mindfulness is and to get started in a way that is very simple and you can be successful at. So that's what today is about. It's really about what is mindfulness, and then 3 quick steps to start to train your mind to pay attention. That's what mindfulness is. It's Jon Kabat-Zinn, who is our modern day father of mindfulness. He said that mindfulness is really a capacity or a faculty of paying attention on purpose, moment to moment, without judgment. There's a lot there, but let's just work with paying attention. Really, mindfulness is about noticing. It's about noticing what's happening right now. That's it. Noticing where you are, what your body feels like, what your mind is doing, where your eyes are, how you're feeling, sensing, smelling, tasting, touching. When we become aware, we become more mindful of what's happening in the moment. And when we can do it moment to moment, we start to thread together real focus, real awareness. And this is when it starts to become really valuable in our world, in our lives, in our relationships, in our work. So mindfulness is a way of paying attention. Now, here's the thing. If you think of your mind like a muscle, when we use the muscle and we strengthen the muscle, we go to the gym, then the muscle gets stronger. When we don't use the muscle in a certain way, when we stop doing the bicep curls, the muscle gets weaker. What happens to us all, and it happens to everybody, is that when we stop paying attention, when we allow our mind to roam and wander, whenever we hear a noise from the other room or we get a little ding from our phone, our mind goes from whatever we were doing to wherever the noise came from. When we do this more and more, our mind's capacity to pay attention weakens, just like the bicep. So mindfulness practice is a way of building strength. It's building mental strength. And a lot of times I call myself a mental strength coach. Just as we have physical strength coaches or personal trainers, I like to think of myself as somebody who can help you do this for your mind. So simple steps. Number 1, notice. I'm looking at my notes because I forgot the simple steps that I've created. Notice this moment. When we can notice what we're doing when we're doing it, it's a way of helping us to wake up from distraction, to wake up from maybe a bad mood, and to just pay attention to whatever it is you're doing. So I talk about this in my book On the Verge, which is really, the book is really based on understanding and experiencing our natural state of clarity and calm. So this isn't something that is unnatural to us, right? Being focused or paying attention on purpose is something that we do naturally. Think about when you were a kid and you were in the sandbox, or you had the piece of clay, and the world, the rest of the world just went away, and you were so consumed with whatever it was you were doing. You didn't notice that you were hungry. You didn't notice that your mother was calling you. This is the kind of attention that we want to remember. And mindfulness is really a remembering, to remember, to pay attention, if you will. So step 1 is just a call to notice the moment that you're in. It's a call to just be with what you're doing. And you can do that by reminding yourself. It can be a reminder on your phone. It can be every hour on the hour, I'm gonna stop and just remember to be here. You know, it could be Thich Nhat Hanh, beautiful meditation teacher, has all these reminders, like when you're sitting at a red light, when you are crossing the threshold from one room to another, when you're moving in between tasks or meetings. Those can be reminders for you to just hold it, stop, pay attention. What's happening to me right here in this moment? And oftentimes a breath is really helpful, or five breaths. Step 1, notice this moment. Step 2 is simply to get better at noticing. We get stronger at noticing what we're doing. And the way we get stronger, repetition, consistently, right? When we go to the gym once a month, ain't nothing happening there. When we do it consistently, when we work those muscles consistently, they get stronger. So this is the call to just be consistent. Can I notice this moment over and over again? That's it. This is how we begin, right? So if you've had past trauma from trying to meditate, seriously, I mean, a lot of people just like, no, I don't do that. If you've had that experience, then just try this. Step 1, just notice this moment over and over again. Step 2, be consistent about noticing. This is how you get stronger. And then step 3 is to practice pausing for longer periods of time. Now, I'm not asking you to sit down and meditate for half an hour. All this pause is maybe 3 to 5 minutes where you are sitting, simply sitting, and you are observing. What do I feel physically? And we're going to do a short practice in a moment. What am I seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, tasting? What is happening right now? The pause, the longer pause, it just gives you the ability to start paying attention on purpose for a longer period of time. This is how we build the mental muscle. So step 1, we just start noticing moments all over the place. You notice the color of someone's eyes when they're speaking to you. You notice the grumble in your belly when it approaches 1 o'clock. You notice maybe how agitated you are before a meeting. That's it. Just that like split second notice. Step 2 is just to do that more often. Stop and pay attention more often. And then step 3 is take 5. Take 5 minutes, take 5 breaths, take 5 anything, right? Take 5 a longer experience where you're starting to notice multiple things, where you're starting to notice senses, sensations, thoughts, feelings, movement around the room, all right? Noticing this moment. This is how we build that mental capacity. So pause with me. We're gonna take just a few minutes. I promise you can do this. You can do this. Pause with me, whatever you're doing. Just sit, simply sit. Maybe lay down if you feel that's more comfortable for you. So sit down and close your eyes. Sometimes it helps just to tune out the world by closing your eyes. It's okay if there's noise around you. Noise happens, life is still moving along. And now, with your eyes closed, notice whatever is touching the ground. So if you're seated, notice your feet on the ground. Or maybe if you're lying down, notice your body on the ground or on the bed. Whatever's touching the ground, just pay attention there for a moment. And if you're seated, notice your seat on the chair. So just notice what it feels like. Is the chair soft or hard? How about your back on the chair, your back on your bed or the ground? We're just noticing, we're just turning our attention to this one place. We're placing our attention on our feet or our back, on the chair. And now notice your heartbeat. Can you find your pulse? You may find it around your chest. You may find it in your throat. You may find it in your foot. You may not find it at all, and that's okay. Just go look. Go turn your attention to the beating of your heart somewhere. And now, finally, turn your attention to the experience of breathing. Notice your breath. Notice what it feels like to take a deep breath in right here. And a deep breath out. Notice that deep body breath in. And a full body breath out. When we notice our breathing, many times this has been my case, it just consumes the mind. Following your breath all the way into the very top of your breath, and then allowing your body to empty of breath all the way out. Just do that 2 more times on your own. That's it. Absolutely perfect. Open your eyes if they've been closed. Look around. Before moving, oftentimes we rush out of these experiences. Before you move, just name your experience. Name how you feel physically, mentally, or emotionally. You may feel tired. A lot of times when we pause, we feel tired or we think we're tired. You may feel more relaxed or clearer, calmer, more at ease, or maybe something else, and that's okay too. There's no one way that you need to feel after a short pause like that. This practice of becoming aware is one of the most important things we can do for our physical health and our mental wellness. It can start so simple, my friend. Start with step 1, just notice this moment. Notice this moment over and over again all day long. Is step 2. We become better at noticing, and we also become better at remembering to notice. Where am I? Where am I? And then step 3 is to start with these very short pauses, these very short mental strength training practices, where you start to build your capacity to pay attention, where you start to build your awareness. From there, you can jump and leap. From there, we will continue in the next video. So thank you so much for joining me for this introduction to mindfulness and a little encouragement here from your mental strength coach that you can do it and leave all of your past experience. Positive experience, you can carry that along with you, but if you've had negative experience with meditation or mindfulness, just let that go and let's start fresh once again. Thanks again. Take care.